Deep inside a bright, peaceful green forest, the local animals love to spend their days playing quietly under the warm sun. But there is one relentlessly disruptive force in their home, a wildly energetic brown hare with incredible raw speed. He uses it to run giant, confusing circles around grumpy brown bears and jump gracefully over families of little yellow ducks. His loudest feature, however, is his mouth. He constantly brags to anyone who will listen, loudly declaring that he is the absolute fastest animal in the entire world. The other animals simply sigh. They've grown tired of the endless noise. His obsession with his own speed has turned his natural gift into a source of constant friction, alienating him from the rest of the community. Out of the green bushes steps the exact opposite kind of animal. The oldest, wisest tortoise in the forest approaches, moving at an agonizingly slow, deliberate pace. The tortoise operates on a very specific principle. He knows his physical limitations, but he believes that continuous, deliberate movement always gets him exactly where he needs to go. To prove this, the gentle tortoise issues a direct challenge, a running race all the way to the giant oak tree on top of the big green hill. The forest animals gasp in pure shock as a wise old owl draws a starting line. The animals gather to see which approach actually works. Is explosive speed the only way, or will the tortoise's steady, unyielding walk get him there first? At the starting mark, the speedy hare instantly disappears into a massive cloud of brown dust. Within just a few seconds, he is already sprinting past the halfway point of the entire forest path. When the thick dust finally clears back at the start, the tortoise has taken exactly one single tiny step. The little animals whisper to each other that the slow reptile has already lost. He looks behind him, squinting his eyes, but he cannot see the slow tortoise anywhere on the path. He realizes he has plenty of extra time. Confident that his lead is insurmountable, the hare halts his progress entirely to sit in a garden and eat a giant orange carrot. The golden sunlight feels incredibly warm after his snack. He leans his back against the thick trunk of a large tree, closes his eyes, and falls into a deep, snoring sleep. By relying entirely on his lead, the hare turns his biggest advantage into a liability. He has completely lost sight of the finish line, allowing his focus to drift away from the actual goal. Back on the dirt path, the gentle tortoise absolutely refuses to stop. He slowly pushes his small body through the thick, tall green grass growing along the sides. He encounters severe environmental obstacles. He carefully climbs over a massive pile of bumpy gray rocks in the middle of the narrow path. Internally, he is sweating and feeling profoundly exhausted. Yet he makes a strict psychological promise to himself that he will not quit, regardless of the physical toll. While the tortoise is slow, he is constant. By taking continuous, unremarkable steps, he builds a steady, unbroken progression down the long dirt path. Because he never stops, he is steadily covering distance that the sleeping hare is currently wasting. On the physical path, the brave tortoise slowly and silently walks right past the heavily sleeping hare without making a single sound. Sheer resilience and unbroken momentum have allowed the slower animal to physically overtake his opponent. Continuing to move forward has proven more effective than moving fast. The sky turns deep purple and orange as the sun sets. Long, dark shadows stretch across the dirt path, marking the significant amount of time that has passed while the hare slept. The hare wakes up with a giant jump. Immediate panic sets in as he realizes the slow tortoise is missing. He whips his head toward the finish line and takes a massive gasp of air. The tortoise is only inches away from winning. Terrified, he starts running furiously, desperately attempting to use his incredible speed to close a gap that has become far too large. But his speed is simply not enough. The exhausted but happy tortoise takes one final, agonizingly slow step and completely breaks the bright red finish line ribbon. Even at full speed, the hare couldn't erase the hours he spent asleep. He simply ran out of road before he could make up for the time he threw away. The forest erupts in cheers. The animals jump for joy and throw beautiful, colorful flowers into the twilight sky, while the completely exhausted hare collapses to his knees, panting heavily in total defeat. The speedy hare learns a harsh, humbling truth that day. There is a real danger in underestimating an opponent who absolutely refuses to stop trying. Slow and steady wins the race. When facing any long-term challenge, consistent, determined effort will always outlast inconsistent bursts of brilliance.